Problem number 2 on page 434. Things get a little more aggressive here, but not really. So kind of ignore this guy for the second. Okay, what your point of emphasis is going to be the frying pan. So kind of ignore this guy for a little bit. You got to take care of your frying pan first. So this -2 has got to multiply that guy. So let's write that out over here. We have 5 over 2 times a -2 over 1. Remember, any whole number can be rewritten as a fraction. That will make your multiplication a little bit easier for you. 5 times a -2 is a -10. See, 2 times 1 is a 2, -5. Okay, gotcha. All right, now also you could have done some mental math. This is actually 2.5. Okay, 2.5 times a -2 would be a -5. Whatever works for you. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little quick rewrite here. I'm gonna have I wish I gave myself some more room here. I'm sorry. I'm gonna rewrite it down here. I'm gonna have a y to the 3 now times this whole thing turned into a y to the -5. So now we're back to last section. When big kids are multiplying, the little kids are doing addition. So this will turn into a y to a -2. So that's good enough for me. You can leave it there. You can leave it as y to a -2. That's okay. Now, if they ever say you must rewrite this without negatives, make sure you read the directions. That is correct. But if they want you to write it without negatives, then you got to follow your negative exponent rules and move this to the bottom of the fraction bar. So both this and this are correct. It just depends what the directions say. Negative fractions are okay. Leave it like that. Write it without negative fractions, and you have to follow your negative fractions, negative exponents. If negative exponents are okay, write it like this. If negative exponents are not okay, then you have to follow your negative exponent rules. Sorry, you stare at numbers all day, and then your brain just kind of stops working to its fullest capacity, I suppose. Okay, let's do the got it questions really fast. Looks like there's 3 of them. I already got them written down. Again, this is all out of the book. If you want to copy this stuff down ahead of time and then do it as I do it, that'd be great. Push pause, take your time. Take my advice sometimes. Okay, this one's a little bit better looking. So here we go. We got a multiplication and we got a powering. Now I'm just following order of operations. I got to do the most powerful thing first, which is the powering. So I got to go u times u. I still have the x squared. Now this will become an x to the -24. Let's add those exponents. So I would have x to the -22. If I could write neatly. The pen is smearing all over the place. Not a fan of it. So add the exponents. Now again, that's okay. But if they say no negative exponents, you could also write it as 1 over x to the 22. Okay, so make sure you read your directions. Okay, what do we got here? We have a w -2, w 5/3 to the power of 3. Got to power those really quick. Now, mental math, friends. Take 5/3 times 3 over 1. 3's will cancel, so this just turns into a 3. So what do I have? I got a w to the -2 times a w to the 5. Add the exponents. This is going to be a w to the 3. All right, cool. Got them. Ew, look at this one. Gross. Oh, yeah, it's not too bad. Negative times a negative will cancel. Okay, and then half of 5. Now, I think I might be breaking some rules here. Half of 5 is 2.5. I might be breaking some rules, but I don't care. I kind of make my own rules. And then this would be 3 halves. So that's 1.5. I don't think I'm allowed to do this. It's kind of against the rules to make decimals. Hey, whatever. It's all multiplication. It's all addition anyway. So, I mean, if you want to change your fractions and make them decimals and add them, that works. Okay, if it works for you and you get the right answer, I really don't care how pretty it looks. Okay, so if I were a meaner math teacher, I guess you could say I would make you write it as s to the 5 halves times s to the 3 halves, and you add them. 5 halves plus 3 halves would be 8 halves, but guess what? 2.5 plus 1.5 is 4 anyway. So there you go. S to the 4, no matter how you get it. Okay, so you don't have to do things a certain way as long as they work for you. Okay, so again, kind of a quickly review of this type of question. Make sure you do the power first. Do the power, which is multiplication, and then you add the exponent. So literally you're multiplying and then you're adding. That's how you do problems like this. Okay, problem 3 coming up soon.